Hey guys, it's Thursday. It's my day today. I'm Dan, and I will be talking about my childhood memories. I want to focus on growing up in my neighborhood because there were just so many great memories and great um, feelings associated with growing up in the neighborhood that I did. I grew up on a cul-de-sac, which is basically a circle. So it was pretty closed off, and we didn't talk to any of the kids that were from the other cul-de-sacs around or the streets. So it was pretty contained, so we got to know each other pretty well. Um, I had kind of this MO with each of the kids in the neighborhood that I played with. Like with Luke, we would play pretend, and it would probably be X-Men based. So we would choose powers and like walk around the entire neighborhood pretending to beat up bad guys and like go along and make up our story. It was like collaborative Well, it was role playing technically. I was a LARPer. Ugh. And that's not a bad thing. It's just weird to think about when I was a kid. It was a ton of fun though. I usually picked the power of swords, and Luke was pretty adamant about having things that exploded or like the power to make things explode. With his brother Kevin, and then our other neighbor Philip, we played Yu-Gi-Oh cards as we grew up. And before that, it was just jumping on the tramp and playing childhood or like the neighborhood games. But yeah, we played Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Kevin was the first one to get them, and we were so jealous that he had got them, and we didn't know what the hell to do with them because we saw it on the show, and they didn't say like in the show. So that's what we did mainly, and then played like video games. Every once in a while, we'd go out and like play soccer, kick a ball around, and play basketball. But it was fun. Um, with Ben and Alex, it would be a lot more active what we did because they were my best friends growing up, and they were my oldest friends growing up. Um, with them, I would play Pokemon on the Game Boy, and we would go out and sled in the winter. It would be us three all the time. Anyone else could come, but if I was going, you best bet Ben and Alex were going. Um, Alex made these like he was 6 and he made like the Eiffel Tower out of Connects. He could make anything out of Connects. So we would have him build us guns and we would play war. And their mother, before she passed away, was very active in activities and stuff. We would make like Play-Doh or like goo that as you like played with it, it would be melty, but if you left it, it became solid, more solid, I guess. It was really great. And then as a neighborhood altogether, which also included Luke and Kevin's sisters and Philip's sister and the kids next door who we really didn't get to play with a lot because their family was more strict about what they did and they wanted to be involved. We'd play capture the flag, and that would include like everyone of all ages, and then a couple adults, and we would play like capture the flag across the entire neighborhood. It was so cool. And we would play freeze tag and just these giant games where all the parents and all the families came together to participate and put stuff forward. Like we would have like oh gosh, just like games and fun, and then we would go around and have or like cookies and it was just the best time. I grew up in the best neighborhood. Like Luke and I would sit and we on the front step for hours playing Pokemon together, and we didn't have a link cable, so we would just help each other along. Like, oh yeah, I remember doing this the first time we went through that kind of stuff. We were 6, and then we would go inside and then get some Kool-Aid and then go run around for like 5 hours. Like, how the hell does that happen? I don't understand. But it was just this really fun time, and I loved it, and I loved growing up, and as we got older, we were invited to play games of Mafia at my neighbor's house, who we didn't really get to play with a lot, but we still like enjoyed their company. They were really cool kids. We played Mafia, and we would play more like strategic games. Like we played this version of Live Clue, kind of like we had the board, but we had to it was really the older kids, and then us younger ones. We just watched like they would be the characters. It was like a murder mystery. It was really cool, and we just did all these fun things, and it was great. And I now realize that I had a good childhood, and that's really something to look forward to because I had a shitty day with my stupid stats test. Anyway, so that's all for my childhood memories. If you want to ask more, go ahead, comments, message me on Tumblr, anything, and I'll make another video telling you. But that's all for today, and tomorrow's Friday, and it will be Lauren's day, and she's going to have some great things too. I love you all. Bye.